I am here today to share with you guys a few thoughts about dolphins, as was said, bubbles, and kids. So let's go ahead and start with dolphins. There's two things that you need to know. First of all, of the nearly 40 species of dolphins, all of them engage in play behavior. And the second one is that some dolphins get the chance to play more than others. Now, the dolphins with the greatest opportunity to play are the adolescents, what we might think of as dolphin kids or teens. Compared to the adult members of the pod, these young dolphins have far fewer social responsibilities and far greater opportunities to experiment and explore. Sound familiar to anybody? Yeah. Consequently, young dolphins are the ones in the pod who typically discover. Now, this leads me to a very special dolphin, Calypso. Calypso, lovely girl that she is, was born here in SeaWorld Orlando just a couple of years ago. Now, as a child, she began to experiment with the production of bubbles. Very soon, she discovered a behavior which it floored us, it just stunned us. She learned how to create bubble rings. Technically, she learned how to create air-injected torus-shaped vortices, but bubble rings feels a bit more melodic. But perhaps more amazing still, some of the other dolphins carefully observed Calypso and began to experiment themselves. The result? Well, let me show you. Now, you'll pardon me for speaking over this. It feels a bit like talking while the choir's singing, but we just have a few minutes together. Now, I would point out that while what you are seeing is not entirely exclusive to the SeaWorld dolphin populace, it does appear to be incredibly rare. I'm talking walking on the moon sort of rare, having only been documented in just a handful of circumstances around the globe. For us, this is the first manifestation of this behavior we've seen in over 45 years of cetacean care. And yes, what you think you see happening is happening. These bubbles, they're not your father's smoke ring. They have substance. Yeah. What you actually have is a moving vortex of water that has been filled with air, allowing us to see it. Now, depending on the quality of the vortex and the individual skill of the dolphin operating it, these rings can be made to pass through one another. They can be split off into smaller rings, combined into larger ones. They can be spun like a wheel, or even flipped like a coin. Now, know that none of these dolphins are Calypso. They are her watershed. Adult females, the boys have yet to show any proclivity for this behavior whatsoever. Well, I'll leave that gender bomb out there for right now. So again, adult females who paid very serious attention to Calypso's discovery and adopted her behavior as their own. Now, furthering the idea of adoption, you may be interested to know that we're actually showing this video footage to a group of dolphins at our park in SeaWorld San Diego to see if they can acquire the ability to produce bubble rings just by watching it on TV. And, as miraculous as that effort might prove to be, there's an even more astounding miracle happening here. Do you see it? It's not the bubble rings, nor is it Calypso. It is the remarkable fact that the adult dolphins were aware enough to pay attention to the discovery of a child. The question is, why? Do dolphins pay close attention to their youth simply because they're hoping to uncover the latest in bubble-mediated expression? That's hardly the case. For dolphins, the difference between surviving and thriving may be their collective ability to innovate. For this reason, dolphin society not only values, but it depends upon the creative exploration and discovery of their youth. The old are clever enough to know they can learn from the young. The question is, how clever are we? You know, as with dolphins, our youth experiment with and explore the world around them. They wander, they discover, they create. Kids experience the world in a very particular way. They have passion and they know joy. They're filled with a sense of boundless possibility. That is, unless and until they are taught otherwise. You know, perhaps we can teach our youth a different sort of lesson. Instead of just ignoring or dismissing the discoveries of youth, well beyond merely tolerating the presence of a child, we can value the young mind, the young spirit. If we invite children into our lives, opening our hearts and our minds to theirs, we may find ourselves dramatically improved. We may find that they have something to teach us. You know, we often talk of the children as our future. I challenge that. Children are our present. They are with us and among us and a part of us now. We needn't wait to value them. Children are not some crop to be harvested in a distant tomorrow. They arrive ripe. So, take a cue from a dolphin and look to the kids around you for inspiration. The kid on the plane, at the store, in your home, living within you. Listen, truly listen to them all. They each have something exceptional to share. Every single one of us have children in our lives who can teach us. We need only be wise enough to recognize and to cherish their value. And seriously, if a dolphin can do it, so can we. Thank you.